Okay, this is my new deep water culture system, which has been in place for a couple of weeks. You can see that the tomatoes in the back are growing quite well, and then there's various greens in the front. Now this system is made from 2 of the 2-foot by 3-foot mixing tubs that you can typically buy at Lowe's or Home Depot and other places for about $15 each. The rafts in these systems are made from the 1-inch insulation that you can typically buy for about $12 with tax for a 4x8 sheet. And since I have a small car, what I did is I took a few tools, a knife and a straight edge with me, and a measuring tape to Lowe's. I took the sheet out onto the parking lot upstairs, drew the lines and cut them with a knife so that I had 4 2-foot by 4-foot sheets. This system rests on pairs of 16-inch concrete blocks. I'm trying to get away from those because I don't like slinging the weight, but these are things I've had for a number of years, so I just recycled them for this particular installation. One important detail to notice is that the center of the tub is right over the support. This means that, as in all these systems, the weight of the water, which is about 150 pounds in each tub, is divided between the sides, and also you see the supports. We'll take a look at that in a second. These tubs rest on 3 1x4s that are 6 feet long, divided evenly between the 2 tubs. The air into these 2 tubs is provided currently by a 100 gallon per hour Tetra Whisper. You can see that there's 2 lines. The next system I'm going to build will be in a 2-foot by 4-foot tray, and the second line was actually put in there with the intent of using it in the other tray. I've also replaced the original deep water system, which was made out of a couple of totes. They were not strong enough to keep the edges straight, but also I realized after doing my miniature deep water system that you don't need water that deep. It is true that when I pulled tomato plants out of the miniature system, some of them had roots that were almost 12 inches long, but I do think even with like 4 inches of water, that will provide enough depth in order to nourish the plants as they need to be. This is the 2-foot by 4-foot Botanicare tray, which I've purchased for the next system. This was more expensive than the mixing pans, but the idea behind this particular thing is that it will be a prototype for systems that I may build for other people for domestic use. So there will be detail coming about this as well. Here we have 3 of the 2-gallon buckets, which I have previously used for early experiments in some deep water culture. These are filled with coconut coir now, and they will be modified to turn into some cheap and simple Dutch buckets for tomatoes. I just got interested in this coconut coir thing because I helped a friend load up a grow tower with coconut coir. I also have a bag of cocoa husks, which I'm going to try for this, and I've thought about using things like shredded cedar bark, which is quite cheap. So, more to come.